Hey guys, how you doing? It's Kevtech here bringing another video on information technology. I hope you're having a good day. Happy Sunday. Today I'm gonna fix my VMs. So I accidentally put the first video I did on YouTube for Azure Part 1. I accidentally put them on two separate regions, and I'm gonna show you what I mean right now. This is why I can't join anything to the domain. I really messed this up. So I'm gonna show you right now. So I'm gonna call this Kevtech. I'm gonna hit OK. If you go to region US and you go to networking, it's 10.0.0.0/24. If you go to US2, it changes it. So for me, it was changing my IP, my subnet mask and my IP address. So I have to make sure that they talk to each other. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put them in the same region, because that video I made, part 1, it's supposed to be in the same region. If they're in two different regions, for some reason the IP address changed for me. So I'm gonna see what I'm doing. Azure Virtual Machine 2. We're gonna do the same one. We're gonna do Kevtech, same region, and we're gonna do Windows 10. And it should let me do it. So I'm gonna do Windows 10. And we're gonna do 2 CPUs, 8 gigs of RAM. We're gonna do the same thing, Helpdesk. P, capital P, password 123, capital P, password 123, and I'm gonna go to the network settings. They should be in the same subnet, which they are. All right, good. Now we're good now. So, and it's not working because I didn't validate by check marking this, which is fine. I'm gonna hit review create, right? This will fix our issue with part 1, because you cannot, the two VMs are not going to talk to each other. If you don't do this, it's not going to work. Just FYI. So this should fix the two VMs talking to each other. So now they're both being deployed. Just give it a second. It's going to take a while. Server 2019 should be up. I'm going to hit download. And I'm going to hit RDP. I'm going to hit connect. If it's not working, because it's still thinking about it, so just give that a second. It's still trying to create the VM. I'll go back to virtual machines. Let's creating. I'm going to refresh it a couple of times. Just give that a second. They should be in the same subnet now, because they're both on East US2, because otherwise they can't talk to each other. Just FYI. So this will fix that problem that we're having, that I had on my first video. So I'm trying to fix everything that I did on the first video, because otherwise they can't talk to each other. So go back to that video. You may have to delete the VMs and start all over again, but make sure that they're on the same subnet. How do you do that? If you go to networking and it says 10.0.0.4, record that on your head, and then go back to Windows 10. 10.0.0.5. They're on the same VLAN. They're in the same network. So you should be able to talk to each other. So if they're not on the same network, you're gonna have a bunch of problems. Just double check that for me before we assume anything. Okay. So now I'm gonna RDP into this one. It may still not be ready. It may still be thinking about it. So I still have to wait. It's still not, looks like it's still not up, still creating it. This does take a while. Let me go back to this one. Let me refresh everything. Well, Windows 10 is done already. So I'm going to remote into Windows 10 just to make sure that I can log into it. I'm going to RDP into that. I'm going to hit connect. It's logging me in while I wait for that one. Let's go to the server one. Let's go to overview. Let's refresh it. Still creating it, so you gotta wait. Alright. So give that a second. This one's taking a while. It's probably not gonna work. Yeah, it's still being created. I can't do anything. Gotta wait. Okay, set up the ISO already of the server. Yeah, it's gonna give me an error message. It's fine. This one's taking a while. I gotta wait. Yeah. All right. So I should be logged into this one already. I'm gonna hit accept. And literally, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do CMD to show you, because I have to, because it was messed up for me. Give that a second. I hit yes for that. With cloud services and VMs, you gotta know what you're doing. If you make one little mistake and you put them in the wrong subnet or you put them in the wrong location, they cannot talk to each other. So that's the issue right here for me right now. Is I try connecting both of them together, but they were both on different IP addresses and they were both on different subnet mask and everything. It was totally different. So it was just like, oh crap, why is this not working? You know? There we go. All right, so I'm gonna do IP config. So 10.0.0.5, that looks right. So I'm gonna go back to the server. Still not done. It's still taking its sweet time. Let's see here. While I wait for that, I'm going to install RSAT tools. So RSAT tools is Active Directory users and computers, specifically just for Windows 10 or Windows 11, whatever computer you're using. Usually start with RSAT tools. So I'm going to go here, google.com, RSAT tools, download, Windows 11, Windows 10. And I'm going to go here. Remember that we have 64-bit and 32-bit, so this is a 64-bit. I'm going to download that one. Let's give that a second. It's like thinking about it. So installation of Windows Update. That's what this is, pretty much. Just thinking about it. Give it a second. It's gonna act a little wonky. All right, it's installing it now. Yes. Close out of that. We'll wait for that. Let's see if this is still thinking about it. It's running now. I'm gonna hit download RDP. Download. Connect. Still not running for some odd reason, so let me. Yeah, it's still not working. Let me check here again. Check one more time. IP address prerequisites has not been met. So let me keep refreshing that. Yeah, calm down. We're gonna go back here. It's taking a while. Alright, we'll go back to this one. I accept. So I'm just trying to install Active Directory. Just give that a second. I don't know what's going on with this. Like, this VMs have been giving me a lot of issues today. Let's give that a second. It's like having an IP address issue for some reason. Yeah, it's not working. It says it's running. See? Okay, I probably gotta restart. Let me restart it. Let me reboot that bad boy real quick. Reboot usually fixes everything. This is installing right now on Windows 10. Yes, you want to make sure they're both on the same subnet, because that messed me up. I'm like, why am I not able to have them talk to each other? They have to be on the same IP address, same subnet. So you may have to go back to your video and redo that the two VMs and install everything from scratch. You may not. You may could just create like a subnet and like a network, like a network right over here, which is what I'll show you how to do that real quick. You have to go here and I can't do it on server because the server's rebooting. Let me go to the Windows 10 machine. You may have to go in here and you may have to go to network. And you may have to go and attach the network interface. I can't do it on this right now. It has to be 100% off for me to change settings on this. But you probably got to do that. But if you do, just recreate the VM. It's no biggie. Just delete it and you'll be good to go after. Just make sure you delete everything. Because if you don't delete everything, then you can't really create another VM. It's gonna give you a hard time, by the way. So just make sure you delete everything. So this is rebooting right now. It's still giving me that wonky error message, IP. Yeah, it's still not working for some reason. Let me go back to Windows 10. This is done. It should have Active Directory on it or RSAT tools on it, which it does. It's right here. So that should be good to go. I'm not doing anything special for this one. I'm going to change the date and time because that date and time is like completely throwing me off. Obviously, it's not 10 o'clock. Let me change that real quick because it's bothering me. That's probably not gonna work. I'm not sure if it's gonna take. I'm not sure if it grabs my EST time. I doubt it. Change that real quick. All right, should be good. All right. So, what is going on with the server? Why is the server not working? Like my server does not want to work. It's acting crazy today. Let me see here. Let me see if I can fix it. See, it doesn't even have a public IP address. That's not normal. It should have a public IP address. See it, right? I'm not crazy, right? Like it's no public IP address. It's like the VM is broken or something. One more time. Yeah, it's not working. Alright. Alright, I guess I'll show you guys how to delete a VM because this one's not cooperating with me. So we're gonna go here. Some odd reason it's not working. I'm just gonna delete the whole thing. Let me stop it. I probably had to stop it first. I probably should have stopped it first before deleting it, which is it's fine. Just give me a second. Yeah, it's acting crazy right now. Usually it has an IP address. This is like 0 IP address. It's like just a little line right there, which is bizarre. I don't understand why he's doing that. So, give that a second. Trying to stop it, so just give it a second. Give it a second. It's deallocating now. It's delocating. Oh yeah, deallocating is correct. Never mind, deallocating is correct. All right. It's almost trying to get out. Trying to shut down. Give it a second. Alright, my VM is acting crazy today. Alright, so we're gonna do delete. Yes. Let's see if it lets me delete it. Should it let me delete it? Looks like it worked. We're gonna make a brand new one. Not sure what that was about, but we'll make a new one. Server 2019. Same thing as the other one. We're gonna go with this one. Yeah, we'll go with that for now. That's fine. Helpdesk. Not sure why. Why is it doing that? ARM is not supported with this worked image. Okay, that's fine. It's the same network. Okay. That's fine. Let me try that again. So I'm creating it again for the second time today because for some reason my VMs are not behaving for some reason. Let that do its thing. So this one has a public IP address. I'm gonna go to this one and I'm gonna stop it. So I don't need to do anything with that. I'm completely done with that one. You just saw what I did. I installed RSAT tools on it, so should be good. The server is the problem here. This is the problem. It's the server. It does not. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. So I'm trying to refresh it again. All right. Look at that. Now it has an IP address. Now this has that looks right. That's how it's supposed to look. It's just like it was weird that it wasn't working before. It's extremely bizarre. It's like not doing anything. All right, let me see something. Let me remote in again. Okay, good. That worked. Man, this VM don't like me today. All right, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna remote in. It's gonna be a little slow, which is fine. Let that come up. Remember, it's a server, so it takes time for it to come up. Just loading everything. So like I said, you may have to go to your server and delete it and start all over again. Delete both VMs and start over again if it's not on the same network. Because I'm having that issue right now with this VM. With these two VMs, I recommend you check your servers and make sure that you're able to ping Kevtech.local or whatever domain controller you have. Just make sure you're able to ping the IP address, or you're able to. You see them there in the same subnet mask and everything. Just make sure that's correct, because if not, we won't be able to do any of the other labs. All right, so just gotta type CMD. Give that a second. It's gonna be a little slow. 10.0.0.4, that one was .5. So this is good. This is good. I can work with this. All right. So, because my IP addresses were completely off for both VMs. Just give me a second. Before I even do that, let me rename this. Come on. Give me a second. For some reason my computer is acting crazy. Alright, so I'm going to do rename computer my DC01. I think I typed it wrong. It's rename minus computer. Oh, yep, there we go. my-dc01. And I'm going to do shutdown -R. Just Let's restart it. Should reboot the VM. Just give that a second. Give that a second. Just thinking about it. Takes like, I think it's like 30 seconds or something like that. It might kick me out while I'm going into settings over here. Yep, there we go. Kicked me out. I was gonna change the date and time. Kicked me out. All right, that's fine. So let that do its thing. Like I said, make sure they're on the same subnet. Like this one's 10.0.0.4. 10.0.0.5, because otherwise we can't join this to the domain. It's not gonna work. Let that restart. Right? Is that a second? It's rebooting right now. Gotta make sure this is fixed, because otherwise I can't do any of my work that I want to show you. It's rebooting right now. Give it a second. Give it a second. Honestly, it shouldn't take that long, but it's probably still restarting. Oh, it came back up immediately. All right, cool. So I'm going to do yes. It's actually NYDC -01. That's what it's supposed to, that was the name of, that's the name that it's supposed to be. So that's fine. We'll leave it like that. Leave it alone. New York domain controller 01. That's fine. All right. So we're going to go, because I don't want to waste your time. We're going to go here. Go next. Directory domain controllers, add features. Next. Install. We're going to let that install. Give that a second. This should be pretty quickly. Should be fast. When you set up your domain, which Kevtech.logo, that takes forever. This is pretty fast. So give that a second. Almost done. Almost done. Give it a second. Give it a second. 64% done. All right, that's done. Perfect. So we're gonna do a new domain controller. Do Kevtech.local. I'm fixing my issue from part 1. I'm just redoing part 1 pretty much. Just let that load. This is like the manual way of doing it. I'm just gonna hit next. I'm not gonna run any PowerShell commands. Next. Install. This is how you install it, like manually with no scripts. I'm doing that right now. You get like a bunch of error messages, which is fine. Don't worry about that. Just configuring domain controller Kevtech DC local 68 objects. Setting LSA security, secure machine, securing machine system, currables policy, stuff like that. Yeah, it's done. Yeah, it's pretty fast. It should sign me out any second now. Yeah, sign me out. I just they didn't tell me again. It kicked me out again. But yeah, it should sign you out. Just give that a second. Let it do its thing. Just bear with me. Probably not up yet. Oh, it is up. Okay. It's probably thinking about it, though. Yeah, it's probably thinking about it. Yeah, it's thinking about it. Then tomorrow I'll make part 3 of the video since I got this to work and I got this fixed. So this is taking a little bit of time. So it's the only thing I'm waiting for. Let me see. Yeah, it's still thinking about it. Alright, that's fine. So it has a public IP 10.0.0.4 and the other one is 10.0.0.5. So it should be able to talk to each other. We should be in a better place. As far as this is concerned. It's still thinking about it. Still thinking about it. This takes a while. Yeah, so I call it my-dc01. I ran the PowerShell command rename minus computer. It actually renames the computer. And then you can just rename it. Oh, it's coming up now. It's coming up now. There we go. Alright, perfect. So we had Jeff and Jimmy is what I created, right? So I gotta create those 2 accounts now. Just give that a second. There we go. Jeff, Jimmy, All right. Actually, we'll do. There we go. All right, so that's done. All right, so we're done right now. I'm gonna go and sign out, and I am gonna stop the service on this one, and I'm gonna refresh, 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 refresh. This is deallocating, deallocating, deallocating. Why does it say it's running? What the? Successfully stopped machine. There we go. All right, we should be good to go. All right, guys. Hopefully this helps you out. Go watch this video, and this should fix part 1 of the cloud videos. Okay?